Hello, everyone. I thought today we would do some fun algebra. We'll make it a bit more visual because I think learning algebra visually is a really good way to start. So here we go. I've got some cool looking blocks here, some rectangles, and I'm going to pick an equation. I'm going to say that I have 3x is equal to 12. Now, x, we call it a variable. We don't know the amount of 1x yet. So let's find out how we can do this visually. So 3x is equal to 12. Well, I'm going to put my 12 in here. And I'm going to look at what we've got. I've got one block. And I'm going to call that x. And I've got another block. And yep, I'm going to call that x. And I've got another block. And I'm going to call that x. So let's write that here. X, x, x. Now, 3x is equal to 12. Well, let's look at my picture. 12 here. So we've got a whole 12, and we've got 3 x's. So how are we going to work out what x is? Okay, as we move forward, we'll learn something called algebraic manipulation. But before we do that in another lesson, we're just going to look. If 3x are 12, then if we divide 12 by 3, we get 4. So x must be equal to 4. Okay, let's look at another one. I'm going to have 1/3 x here is equal to 12. So let's keep it equal to 12. Now, you may remember when we have 1 at the top of a fraction and 3 at the bottom, the 1 is called the numerator and the 3 is called the denominator. So the numerator tells us how many parts of the whole we have. Well, in this case, the whole has 3 parts in total. So let's write x. We want to work out what x is, don't we? We've got 1/3 x is equal to 12. Well, let's put that in. 1/3 of x, I'm going to take my blocks. 1, 2, 3. And the equation said 1/3 x is equal to 12. Well, 1/3, so 1 part, and then we have 2 parts. They're the same size, so that must be 12. And 3 parts, 12. So x must be equal to, you guessed it, 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 36. And that's a bit of visual algebra. Now we see that we've got 12 and the 3 x's, and then if we go up here, we've got 1x and 3 12s. They've been flipped around, haven't we? Something you'll learn a bit later, you don't need to worry about this word now, but we call it 1/3 x is the inverse function of 3x. We've got to be careful with the word reciprocal. It's not quite the reciprocal, but it's the inverse function of 3x. Okay, hopefully that helped. See you next time.